Of successful women and the trials and tribulations of being a famous woman, there's something that happened yesterday that is really, really dear to my heart, and I just really want to speak to it because I don't think people get the seriousness of it. Yesterday, it came out that Lady Gaga's dog walker was out walking her two dogs, and was attacked by some criminals, and it was the videos out there. It's a horrific experience. Her dog walker's name is Ryan Fisher, and he was out. He was walking her two dogs, which are Koji and Gustav, and they were out just doing their normal thing. Some guys jumped out. A guy jumped out of a vehicle, pulled out a gun on this guy, demanded the dogs. According to a close friend of Ryan's, he said that he loves these dogs as if they're his own. So he would give his life for these dogs, and they're not even his dogs. But he tried to protect these two dogs with his life, and the guys shot him. Right, shot him. He went to the hospital in critical condition. I think he stabilized as of the last report. And Lady Gaga has offered a $500,000 reward, so a $500,000 reward. In two parts, I feel like one is for the return of the dogs, because these are your children. These are these are expensive dogs, but it's not about the cost of the dog. It's about the relationship that you have with your pets. But I also think it's in part because you can't even sell those dogs for that much. I think in part it's because of the egregious attack that happened against her dog walker. I have a couple of friends of mine that are breeders of the French Bulldog puppies, right? And so I can't afford one. I tried to buy one, and my friend said that's not enough, and I felt away. But those are beautiful dogs. Everybody's kind of getting in on it. I've seen so many of them around. They're such beautiful puppies. But there is a trend going on right now. People that are singling people out that have these particular dogs for robbery. And then we've seen different clips in the news where people have broken into pet stores. They have walked into adoption agencies, and people have run up on people in the streets and robbed them of their dogs. It's one thing to rob me of a $10,000 puppy, right? There's another thing to attack me and dog nap my child. They don't have any suspects as of yet. He's expected to make it, but I'm just, like I said, I have friends who do that. And I was talking to my friend's girlfriend the other day, and I was telling her, like, hey, these crimes against these dog owners are escalating. So don't walk the dogs by yourself. Make sure your boyfriend's with you. Make sure that you're aware of your surroundings. I don't know if it's the pandemic that have people like so desperate, or if this is just the newest trend in crime speeds. But I really, really feel bad for Ryan, because, I mean, dog walking is not a very spectacular job.
Yeah.
But you're dog walking for Lady Gaga, though.
Even if it was for the Queen of England, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone's trusting you with their dogs. That means you're a great human. For somebody to say, hey, I want you to take the responsibility of walking my babies and making sure they get out the house, because I'm super busy. I'm going all the time, and I just want to make sure that they get out and they get the activity and the air and the playtime that they need. And you're doing that, and somebody jumps out of a vehicle and shoots you for the dogs.
It sucks, that because everyone who has dogs or pets knows that, like you said, children, they are like our kids in some way, shape, or form. I totally understand. My girlfriend and I just recently got a puppy, so we understand. But one of the things in going through the process, we were looking at Frenchies and seeing that they're between $3,000 and $15,000, like you said. It's outrageous that people are price gouging popular dogs just because it's a trend, And now listen to me. A few years ago, it was popular to have Pomeranians. Pomeranians used to be that much. I'm not saying 15,000, but they were like thousands and thousands of dollars. Now you can get a Pomeranian for like $700. Now it's Frenchies. Frenchies are popular. And so now people are trying to breed them, trying to sell them, because you can sell them again for $5,000 a pop. And it's just, to me, it's greed. Greed has turned people into criminals. Now someone's out robbing somebody for their dog for their dogs, because they feel like in the long run I can breed these two dogs and make $100,000 down the line. Mike, what's up?
I was with you. I was with you until you said, you know what? I'm Sass. Go ahead.
The sad story.
I think it's sad across the board. I don't think that people are price gouging because the dog's worth that much. Back when Pomeranians were worth that much, and Paris Hilton had one, and you know what I mean, and it was the end thing to do. Like that's what they go for. That's capitalism at its finest. I'm not mad. I don't think that they're price gouging. I just think that the market sets the value for the dog, and if you want one bad enough, you're gonna pay for it. Like if you have $5,000 to buy a puppy, and then you have another 10,000 to buy another one, and you're gonna breed them, and you say like those puppies are worth whatever they're worth. That's what they're worth, and people like what they like. So like you know what I mean. Like people judge me because I pay an exorbitant amount of money for shoes. These are actually animals. But there's no price on a human life. This guy was just doing his job. You know what I mean? Whether it's Lady Gaga's dog or it's Sharkeisha's dog from the hood, people are there are criminals who are targeting these dog owners, and I think it's sad to sell them for whatever you can get for them. And I just feel like I just want the people that have those dogs to know that this is happening. Be careful. If you know what I mean, if you can go in groups, if you have, do whatever you got to do, but people are targeting you for your dog. It's Lady Gaga, so you trust me, $500,000 reward. His mom's gonna turn him in. Like $500,000. His mom gonna be like, those the Gaga dogs. Hello?
I turned myself in.
Okay, listen. I want you out of my house anyway. Okay, you ain't here sleeping on my couch. Ain't got no job. 500,000.
Do you think it was because they were Lady Gaga's dogs?
No. You can sit in any white neighborhood and watch people walk their dog. If you have the mindset like I can steal these dogs and sell these dogs for $5,000 a piece, and you just go sit in the neighborhood, you're like, look, they got three Frenchies. I'm about to get them. Next time they walk. The dude that probably know was Gaga's dogs.
But most of the neighborhoods that we're talking about, those neighborhoods have their own private security and all kinds of things. So I would go to Studio City or something else before I would even think about where they live. You know what I mean?
You also got a thing too. That's where people go. Like people are not going to go to Inglewood or to Hollywood looking to jack somebody for their French Bulldogs.
I didn't mention that. No, I said like there's Sherman Oaks, Studio City, Calabasas. Like there's other places that don't have their own private security. I don't know where she lives, but I'm just assuming that she lives in one of those communities where it's a little harder for you to pull things off like this. So it just feels like intentional to me for them to come after those dogs in particular. We'll find out. You know how Black folks are trying to solve the crimes. Like, wait a minute.
Maybe because let me look.
Video.
Well, $500,000. I'm blaming everybody on this show. I found them. No, but I at the end of the day, I'm really glad that guy is surviving. Yeah. And to anybody that owns French Bulldogs, if you breed them, if you own them, they're targeting you guys, especially now, a person that has nothing and they can scoop up 2 dogs for $10,000. It's not even a second thought, But shout out to Gaga for putting out for putting out a reward for not only for the dogs back, but for what I feel like happened to her dog walker, and really praying for Ryan to make it a full recovery and to be great. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, I can't afford those dogs, so I'm gonna get a pit bull because that's what I can afford. I'm gonna get me a little blue pit bull, and I'm gonna name it like a human name, like Charles, just to aggravate people. So when I'm outside, I like, come here, Charles, and they be like, why was you going with that bell, Charles? But other than that, is there anything that we missed, guys? Because I
think we got everything.
Yeah, you know what? Well, hey, I love you guys. I thank you so much for being a part of this, for staying in tune, and for making sure that we are on top of everything that's happening. I am hoping that we're coming out of this pandemic as soon as possible, because these masks are getting hot, and I didn't know that. I might need dental work. I'm just gonna say that. I might.
Dead tooth.
Yeah, something's not right in my mask. It's like after about an hour or two, I feel like I smell Chinese food.
I don't even wear a mask anymore. I just do.
Wow, you got a grown.
that's it for season 2, episode 3 of Social Distractions. I just want to thank my lovely and incomparable host, Cecily Jamela, because she's the only one I really care about. And then we have Tony P, whatever, and Ryan Loomis has been a great addition to, not so much, but me and Cecily are light skinned and we're amazing and we're beautiful.